All right, what's up, everyone? Trevor here. Today we want to talk. I want to get into like my coaching a little bit and how, when someone starts to work with me, what do we start with? Kind of give them a little behind the scenes. And people ask me what goes into coaching. What do you get with my coaching? And again, my coaching is not just training. It's not just, oh, here's a training plan. Go do it. Anyone can do that. That's just basic. Yeah, I do offer just to follow along with my training program with my tag along athlete for life online training team, but that's a whole other thing. That's just the training part. With my coaching, whether it's one-on-one or my small group, you are going to get what you need to become an athlete for life, to reach your goals, to help you get to where you want to be. And that is a little bit different for everyone because, again, my plans are tailored and built and individualized for each person I work with, whether you are in the small group or working with me one-on-one, either online or hybrid. It doesn't really matter because I'm going to help you. It's not about me. Yes, I have my philosophies, my training ideas and nutrition stuff that I work with you, but it's about you. It's about the person I work with, the client, the person I'm sitting across with, the person that's in the gym with me. So it's not gonna be just, oh, here's that cookie cutter. Yes, I have templates and stuff like that I use for training to kind of make it easier on my end to put a program together. But when it comes to each person, we dial it in and kind of take those pieces, take the Lego pieces, and put those together for each person I work with, and making sure it's a good fit. So the whole thing, once you sign up, and I like to vet people because I want to make sure they're a good fit working with me. Make sure you are on key and what actually are going to be wanting to work with me, because a lot of people reach out and they're not ready to start training. That is the first thing. You have to be ready. So when you jump on a call or you apply to work with me, you should already be ready to train. It shouldn't be I got to talk it over with my wife or husband or significant other. Do that beforehand. Have that conversation. And there's nothing wrong with having to do that and to make sure it fits financially and all that stuff. That is totally fine. That doesn't bother me. But it's the people who aren't actually ready to start once they call and get started. You should be ready to go. You should be 100% ready. I'm on board. Or say I gave away a free raffle for a guy who won it. Oh, I'm 110% ready to go. Shows up to the first training session and doesn't do it anymore. Like, dude, you just won $1,000 worth of free coaching, and you're not going to do it because, maybe you got some, whatever. I've had so many people like that given the free raffles, but they don't show up, or even people who paid me $1,000 and they don't show up to their sessions. Like, why? Why are you wasting your money, my time, and doing things like that? That doesn't make sense to me. So I kind of want to get this out to kind of talk about what goes into the first, how my coaching works, especially the start of it, because it adapts as you go along, and kind of the first phase of my coaching, so to speak, and what that's all about. So making sure people are ready to start, and that's why I talk with them beforehand and make sure it's a good fit. And then once we get you all signed up, boom, we're ready to go. Get all the stuff, all the back end work, all the office work, the agreement, get you into my system and all that stuff, and the app and all that stuff. Once that stuff's done, they got the I don't know how to say it, the boring stuff, so to speak, the signing of the agreement, that type of stuff, getting you in the app. Once all that stuff is done, then we get into the actual coaching. So the first thing we would do is sit down, whether that's on the phone or in person, usually better, in person, but if someone's online, obviously they're far ways away. We get on the phone or on a call, a video call, whatever works best for you. I call it a strategy session. So plan out this strategy. Go over even more in depth into your goals, into your history, what you like, what you don't like, what you tried, what you haven't tried, and just really figure out where you want to be. And then we find out how to get there. We have the end goal in mind, but again, we're not working towards that end goal. I want you to get on this journey, and I'm here every step of the way for you on that journey. That's what you get when you work with me. It is not just, here, do everything. Here's a sheet of paper, here's a PDF or an app or whatever, and go do it. Yes, I want you to get to the point where you don't need me. I empower my clients to get their stuff done. I'm not going to tell you everything to do. I want to educate you along the way. I'm a teacher. I'm a coach. I want to help you and guide you. I'm not going to do the work for you, so to speak, in the actual training work. I can't train for you. I train enough for myself. I can't eat for you. I can't sleep for you. But I can give you all the stuff needed. I can give you ideas. I can give you guidance on the training. I can give you the training plan. I can give you nutrition, foods that are better to eat, swaps out, whatever it is. I can give you all that stuff, but it's up to you to do the work in that regard. But in regards to the first phase after you start with me, we have that strategy session. We get everything dialed out, figured out what we're going to do. And in that first phase, maybe it's 4 weeks. Sometimes it might be 4 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it is. There's no set goal, but ideally, especially that first 4 weeks, we like to dial in on your habits. So getting you into the habits needed, whether that's with training. With training, it'd be getting you into consistently finding a exercise training schedule that's going to work for you and your lifestyle. Get you set in that and get you going, get you consistent in that, get you enjoying that and keeping coming back and not skipping sessions or making up excuses on why you can't train and stuff like that. I build out the program for you and you just got to do it. That's the best part. But I give you freedom in there to get feedback from you and listen and learn from you and what is working, what's not, and we adapt and change. It's not just here's 4 weeks of training, you got to do everything's going to be the exact same, perfectly progressed out. It would be great if you could do that, but that's not going to happen because life happens. So that first phase with the training is getting into a routine and getting exercise and training to be part of your life and build that. And then once, boom, 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 after that 4 weeks in, we're on to the next 4, 12, 16, next into a year. And then that stuff is just clicking and you're down with that. And then the habits phase with nutrition is, again, figuring out where you're at currently and finding out what we need to do first. It's not just starting you into some calories and macros and tracking all that. Some people, you might be ready for that, but most people have no idea. They don't know anything. You're eating so much junk that it doesn't make sense to count calories because we got to make calories count first and just switching over to quality, whole, nutrient-dense, real foods. That's that first phase, that habit phase, and getting into that, making sure you're drinking enough water, making sure you're eating whole, nutrient-dense, real foods. It could be swapping out things, swapping those chips for some fruit, or swapping that pop for water, getting more protein, picking foods that are just from the earth, so your plants, your vegetables, your fruits, your rice, your potatoes, or foods that are from animals, your meat, your fish, your dairy, eggs, those types of things. And getting that in first, getting that food quality down, learning that. And a lot of times it's just letting you eat as much of that because you're not really going to overeat if you're eating single ingredient, whole, nutrient-dense, real foods the majority of the time. It's hard to overeat on a giant steak. It's hard to overeat apples or fruit in general. Because again, these foods are full of nutrients and vitamins, minerals that are going to fill you up and not going to want you craving more. Whereas the stuff you're eating right now, that's all you do is eat more because it's genetically modified to make you eat more. That's the whole reason it's out there. But again, it's building those habits, eating till you're satisfied, not till you're full. It's learning to eat slower and recognize how foods make you feel, and these types of things, these habits of just getting into that whole nutrient dense real food is the main thing in that first phase of our coaching working together, is getting that dialed in. And then from there, after that, we progress to where you're at, what you need. And again, it's constantly evolving. It's not set in stone that we have to be at this point. People progress at different rates. People get things dialed in at different rates. That's why everything is so individualized, and there's no one way to do it. Yes, I have this first phase, this habit-based phase that we start people out with, and then it's building on that from there, extending it longer if needed, things like that. So, and then it's dialing in sleep, just making it a priority, and getting that into and seeing what's wrong. Why don't you sleep? What are you doing to sleep? And a lot of times changing that nutrition, getting some good exercise in, that helps the sleep. So it's prioritizing the sleep, the nutrition, the whole nutrients, real foods, and then getting training in consistently and getting that into your schedule. That is a lot of what that first phase is. Working on those big rocks and dialing those things and finding what within each of those rocks that we need to work on most. And it's a small habit, one, maybe we pick one from each and dial those in a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then stack those together and build off that. It's not just say here, just throw everything at you, sink or swim that way. I am there to guide you and help you along the way. And you do all the work, you will see the rewards. You will be the one responsible. You are responsible for that. I'm just there to help and guide. You think of it as Star Wars. If you're a Star Wars fan like I am, you are Luke Skywalker. You're the star of the show. I am just the background. I'm the guide. I am the Obi-Wan or Yoda. Yeah, I kind of got the beard like Obi-Wan in the prequel trilogies, and the size of Yoda. I'm short, those types of things. Bald, pointy ears, that type of thing. So got that little bit of Yoda and the Obi-Wan going on. But so think of me as your guide, your source, your coach, your teacher. I want you to learn the things, because it's not here's this meal plan, eat all these foods. Yes, I could do that and give you foods and watch you lose 10 pounds in 30 days or whatever. But what good is that if you can't keep that weight off and you don't know how to do it after you're done after that 30 days? I want you to know and learn and do these things, because you don't need me. You can find out all this information. Go on Google, go on whatever, and find all this stuff. I want people who want to be working with me. I want people who want to get better, want to improve their lives, be an athlete for life, move better, feel better, look better, and I'm here to help. Again, it's that first whole phase is just kind of getting everything going, and it's going to be difficult for most people because there's a lot of change, and without change, you're just going to stay the same, and you shouldn't be staying the same. You should want to change. Change is good. Change means you're growing and getting better. For the most part, you could be getting worse at too and doing things bad. But again, change here with your health. That's what this first phase of building off those habits, that habit-based phase. And again, we work on habits, whether you're with me 3 months, 3 years, or 30 years. We're going to keep working on habits. But I want to empower you. I want you to have autonomy to know what you're doing and know how to build a training plan, or know what goes into building a quality nutrition plan, or prioritizing sleep or stress management or whatever it is. And then after that first phase, we start to dial it in more, build off that first phase, and just fine tune it. And just again, it's always adjusting. That's my job when when you work with me, is to fine tune and adjust and see and get feedback from you. Whether, because I can't always see if you're working with me online, I don't always see everything. That's why it's so important to do the feedback, the weekly check-ins and things like that, so I can hear how everything's going and kind of again, I guess, see how everything's going for you, and then we fine tune it and adjust where we need it. It's not a straightforward linear process. Same, just like training's not linear. It's ups and downs, bumps in the roads, and again, that's where I come in to help and adjust and want you to learn and grow throughout the process and visualize and be able to do the things without me. Because maybe I go on a vacation and I'm not accessing you, like, oh, I got a question, but then like, oh yeah, you taught me that. I know I can choose these. Or even you're going on a vacation and you're wondering what foods to choose from, and just building off this and knowing that you should be prioritizing whole nutrient dense real foods, protein, eating a lot of protein, those types of things. We work on these habits and build those up so you can ultimately do what's best for you and build the best life that you want to live. And that's that first phase of coaching. It's really working on dialing in a training plan to start. Again, this could change. You could start out doing two training plans a week. Maybe that's what your schedule allows for right now. Maybe you haven't trained in a year. That's the thing. People come in. I had, like the guy I mentioned before, who wanted to do, he wanted to train 7 days a week originally, and he has never trained in his life, never did anything active. And I was like, well, let's be realistic here. You have never trained and you want to come and train. So eventually I honestly suggested, like, maybe we start out with twice a week. He wanted to do 3. So I'm like, all right, we'll do that. We'll see how it goes. And he couldn't get through the warm up. He canceled his first like 3 or 4 appointments. And then finally came and then could barely get through a warm up without, and this was not a, like, again, I had built it for where I had, when we did our assessment and saw him for our first initial strategy session, saw movement, stuff like that, built it off that and knew he wasn't like physically where he needed or wanted to be. So we started off easy and it was a simple warm up, but again, everyone comes in where they're at. You don't have to be at a certain level. It's coming in where you're at. I built something where you're at. If you haven't trained in 10 years, you're not going to be doing what I'm doing right away. I've been training 15 plus years. So again, it's all relative to where you're at, to each individual person, and it really depends on where you're at. So it's coming in and being realistic and building a plan. So again, he's ended up 3 times a week, 12 times a month, but he only showed up 2 times. So like, it needs to be something, we need to get into a habit and ingrain that into a habit. And that whole thing, that's why it's the habit based and getting something that fits your lifestyle right now. But that after that first month, maybe, then you're getting into it. And then we go to 3 times a week, then 4, and then whatever. And you keep progressing. It's not set in stone that you have to do the amount of training time sessions you do the first. And that could change for 2 weeks. Maybe you're doing 2 times, and then the 3rd and 4th, and then you're doing 3, 4, whatever. Again, it is adjustable. It adapts. Again, I want this to get into your lifestyle, that you're training and doing something every day. It doesn't mean you have to be training and lifting weights every day, but just moving every day. Because I find as you get older, the more movement you do, the better you feel. And the same with nutrition. Like I said, it's not starting just counting calories, because if your calories are coming from garbage food, doesn't matter. Sure, you can lose weight, but you're not going to be healthy. You're going to feel like crap a lot of time. So we want to build that quality nutritional habits in that first phase, and then getting sleep, starting to dial in sleep. Again, I think sleep takes longer for a lot of people, just from personal experience, especially too. Because again, that's one of the first things we neglect. But getting these three main things dialed in first, and at least started on the right track, that's that whole first phase of coaching with me when you start with tag. So again, that's how it kind of works in that first phase. And if you want to get going, get started, we can jump on a free discovery call, see if it's a good fit. But again, make sure you're ready to train. Like, people come in and they aren't ready. And that's fine. If you're not ready to start, that's totally fine. Everyone's at a different point in their life. But because then if you're not, you're just wasting your time, you're wasting your money, you're wasting my time. And you truly, I want to help people who want to be helped and are ready to be helped. And because again, you don't need me. You could go find all this stuff online. But again, that first phase is all that nutrition building phase, or not nutrition, but just our nutrition part of it, nutrition, training, sleep, getting those things dialed in with the first few habits and building on some habits that can get you going forward. And then as we go, we progress. And again, it's a build, it's a customizable plan. It's not 12 weeks to make you the ultimate athlete, because it's going to take more than 12 weeks. It's going to take more than 12 years. It's going to take a long time to make you be an athlete for life, because it is something you should do for life. That's why I don't promote low or like 6-week challenges or things like that, the 45 strong or 75 hard or whatever the heck they are, because they don't work. Yeah, they might get you lose some weight or whatever, build some muscle, whatever the emphasis is, but they don't teach you the habits that you need. That's why my whole first phase and my whole coaching philosophy is built on building habits, because habits become behaviors, become part of your routine, become part of your life. And that's what we want. We want this to be for life. Just like the NWO is for life, be an athlete for life. That's what we have for today, guys. Any questions, let me know. trevor@tagpn.com. Drop a comment below. I'll put a link to apply for coaching if you want to get started, jump on a call, and get going on your journey to being an athlete for life. I'll put that in the notes below. So hope you enjoyed this. Hope this helped. If you have any other questions, again, let me know. Thanks, guys.